Hey, how we going, guys? Mick here from Drico Wizards Mobile Car Detailing. I'm going to show a video here of two identical Nissan X-Trails STs. They're not really that old, but I've been watching these cars on site since 2022 when I first took over a fleet cleaning contract or detailing contract up on the Tom Marie Peninsula. These two cars weren't on my list. There's a couple more out there I'd like to get because they're pretty much in the same condition. So what we found with these, didn't think they was as bad as what they are. Like I said, I've been watching them since 2022, and to actually get my hands on them and get to open them up and have a look at what we're dealing with was a bit of an eye-opener. Black mildew across the vehicle's roof bonnets, across some parts of the sides, in and around the door frames, the rear tailgate frame, fuel filler cap, brake dust on the wheels, build up underneath the front and rear guards and the splash guards. We had green moss growing in some of the parts of the rear splash guards because they're like a material, like a carpeted piece that goes up into the splash guard. The plastic's in the front, so a little bit of green lichen was growing on one of the roofs. Some of the things you don't see in the video that were on these cars, but as I said, there's two cars there identical in colour. They were like a frost white. Very much similar in the way they'd been neglected. So we had built up on the windscreen wiper apron to the point where water couldn't escape. There was that much debris and stuff that it was starting to decompose. It created soil, so we had dirt basically sitting across the aprons on the sticks, the leaves, so many different things. Interiors weren't too bad actually. Only one person generally drives these vehicles. They're shared between staff members, that generally only one person gets in and takes off and does their servicing for the day. So they're community health service vehicles. One front passenger seat had a coffee spill or some sort of protein drink spill on it. Done a quick shampoo on that, and hopefully that's gotten rid of it. Might have to do it again on our next trip up there in the following month. Spiders, I've never seen so many spiders or spider webs. The amount of brown house spiders, I guess you call them, that came out of these vehicles was, it was phenomenal. I've never seen so many on a vehicle. In the mirrors, in the door frames, there was even some living in between the upholstery on the seats, in the dash, in some of the vents. They were just everywhere. So it's going to be one of those. It's definitely a work in progress. It's probably going to take a little bit of time to get rid of these spiders. We've done a bit of a fumigation, so hopefully that gets rid of majority of them. The more you do these vehicles, the less the spiders and obviously the environmental fallout and all sorts of other things that happen on these vehicles becomes less, and basically each month we don't have to pose or go against those issues anymore. So I hope the video does it justice. I know it won't, like most photos and videos do on these sorts of things. You've really got to see them in person, physically look at the vehicles to see what the difference is. But I really do think I've made a huge difference in the 3 hours per vehicle. That's 6 hours in total over two cars to get them to where they are now. And once I said it's a work in progress, we're just going to keep chipping away at them and get them to the point where we're happy to maintain them on a monthly basis and not be fighting against the grain with these vehicles. Enjoy.